Hey everyone, today we'll recap a 2020 mysterious thriller story named Bludy Hell. Spoilers ahead, watch out and enjoy. The story starts in Finland, where a young girl named Aaliyah is being chased by several men in a forest. To her surprise, she realizes that these men are actually members of her own family. In a desperate attempt to escape, Aaliyah jumps into a lake, but the men catch her before she can drown. Story then shifts to a bank, where a man named Rex is seen waiting in line. While his exact purpose for being there is unclear, it's apparent he's there to see Maddie, his crush. Suddenly, a group of robbers storms into the bank, causing panic and chaos. In the midst of the commotion, the robbers kill a security guard, further escalating the situation. Amidst the turmoil, Rex notices a gun in a woman's bag, but he refrains from taking action due to the risks involved in confronting the armed robbers. When everyone's in danger, Rex starts acting strangely, like he's trying hard to control his emotions. Then, out of the blue, a woman's bag with a gun inside lands on his lap. Next thing we know, we're in a courtroom. Rex is being sued by the judge for killing all the robbers in the bank, even though he saved a bunch of lives. Despite being hailed a hero, he gets 8 years in jail. After 8 years, Rex gets out of prison and sees a magazine with his face on it, still calling him a hero. But instead of being ignored, he's constantly hounded by reporters, making him uncomfortable. At this point, his conscience or some other side of him appears in the real world. This other side of Rex seems to be much more emotionally intense than his usual self. Overwhelmed by their presence, Rex stands up suddenly and throws a desk at the imaginary group, letting out all the built-up emotions from his stressful situation. To find peace, Rex talks to his friend about how overwhelming his life has become with all the attention he's getting. Eventually, he decides to leave his city behind and start fresh in Finland. The scene changes to a dense forest, where a man is running desperately from a group of pursuers. Interestingly, these pursuers look a lot like the people Rex encountered at the beginning of the film, hinting that everything that's happened is taking place in Finland, where Rex is heading. The man's escape is cut short when a terrifying creature grabs him, its frightening sounds echoing through the woods. Back at the airport, Rex is once again being filmed by a guy, and he notices a couple, a husband and wife, keeping a close watch on him. As the commotion escalates with more people filming him, Rex gets increasingly annoyed and decides to escape to the restroom. Inside the restroom, Rex finds the husband staring at him while he's using the urinal, making him uncomfortable. When he returns to his seat, the wife gives him a creepy smile, adding to his unease. Upon arriving in Finland, Rex waits for a taxi, and a driver immediately approaches him, cutting through the line of taxis to pick him up. Once inside the taxi, Rex is exposed to an anesthetic gas, causing him to lose consciousness. The scene shifts to a seemingly ordinary family preparing dinner in their house. However, the shock comes when Rex is revealed to have been kidnapped and tied up in their basement. His hands are bound, and one of his legs has been removed, leaving him in a dire situation. Rex tries to scream but is stopped by someone, his inner voice, who advises him to stay quiet. His inner voice becomes a way for him to express his emotions by screaming internally about what's happening. It becomes clear that Rex's conscience is more intelligent and cunning than he is. It can analyze the situation and come up with plans based on the circumstances. As Rex grapples with his situation, his conscience realizes that the strange couple from the airport is likely behind his predicament. Feeling hopeless, Rex's conscience begins planning their escape. However, because the restraints on his hands are too strong, it devises alternative plans for their survival. If the kidnapper appears, Rex should pretend to be unconscious. Seeing many bicycles nearby, his alter ego deduces that the perpetrators are a family. As Rex struggles to untie the ropes with his teeth, the youngest child in the family, Mike, becomes curious and decides to sneak into the basement where Rex is held. Despite Rex's efforts, the rope is too thick for him to break. When Mike enters the basement, Rex quickly pretends to be unconscious. Upon realizing it's just a child, Rex sees an opportunity and decides to use Mike as leverage to escape. He tries to persuade him before using his amputated leg to kick him in the face and immobilize him. Shortly after, Mike's sister, Aaliyah, notices that her brother is missing and goes to search for him in the basement. It's revealed that Aaliyah is the young girl who had previously tried to escape from several men, and it's her family who are responsible for kidnapping Rex. Rex threatens to harm Mike if Aaliyah tries to attack him. However, in a moment of panic, Rex accidentally releases Mike, putting his escape plan at risk. When Mike is found unconscious, the family rushes him to the hospital, and the mother accuses Aaliyah of harming her brother. This incident highlights Aaliyah's different nature compared to her family, suggesting she might be an ally for Rex's escape. Seeing an opportunity, Aaliyah smiles and begins to fantasize about being with Rex, showing an instant attraction to him. With her family preoccupied at the hospital, Aaliyah goes downstairs to tend to Rex's injured leg. She confesses her feelings for him and reveals her family's dark history of kidnapping people to feed her cannibalistic elder brother, who suffers from a disorder that drives him to crave human flesh. The family's gruesome history is further revealed when Aaliyah explains that her elder brother showed signs of his disorder by biting their father when he was just a baby. Since then, the family resorted to kidnapping people to satisfy his insatiable hunger for human flesh. Despite Aaliyah's reluctance to participate, they continued their horrific acts, sometimes needing to find new victims if her brother didn't like the taste of the flesh. Aaliyah attempted to escape multiple times, but her family always found her and eventually imprisoned her in a wooden cage built by her father. Feeling remorseful for Rex, Aaliyah leaves a knife within his reach. When Rex tries to cut the rope, Aaliyah's 3 brothers suddenly appear, intending to kill him on the spot. Rex quickly pretends to be unconscious, successfully averting their plan. Meanwhile, his conscience is filled with rage and desires to retaliate against the family. As the family notices Rex's bandaged leg, they search for Aaliyah, who's hiding in the basement. Her brother finds her and takes her upstairs. Meanwhile, Rex is injected with a liquid that makes him burst into laughter uncontrollably. Suddenly, we're transported back 8 years ago to the bank robbery. We witness Rex's brutal actions as he single-handedly takes down all the robbers. Despite his violent methods, he becomes a hero to the bank's visitors. Rex and Maddie were dating, but Maddie broke up with him because Rex got in trouble and might be in jail for a long time. While Rex was knocked out, a crazy person started cutting his leg. Rex kicked the crazy person, making him leave to get medicine. Rex used a knife from Aaliyah to cut the rope tying his hands. When the crazy person came back, Rex stabbed him in the ear. Then Rex found some tools to escape. He used a golf club to help him climb up from the basement. He thought about saving Aaliyah too. When he got out of the house, he decided to take Aaliyah with him. Later, parents came home and saw blood outside, but luckily, their kids were safe and still sleeping. The parents scolded the kids for letting Rex escape, and they planned to move away because they were scared Rex might return with the police. But their plan failed when Rex surprised them from under the table and killed them one by one with a nail gun. When Rex tried to shoot the mother, he ran out of nail bullets, so he kicked her in the head with a golf club attached to his amputated leg. One of the sons tried to attack Rex, but Rex threw a knife, killing him. Aaliyah then killed her own mother, who had just woken up. But their troubles weren't over because they still had to face Aaliyah's oldest brother, who was a cannibal. The cannibal brother appeared like a monster, and Rex and the cannibal fought each other. When Rex clung to the refrigerator door, he saw a piece of his right leg inside it. Rex grabbed his right leg and shoved it into the cannibal's mouth, defeating him. After everything settles down, Rex and Aaliyah move to America and decide to live together. When one friend shows interest in Rex, making Aaliyah jealous, it turns out Aaliyah has a similar alter ego as Rex. Imagining harming the woman who made her jealous, this suggests they're a good match. Meanwhile, the youngest child from Aaliyah's family, now recovered, plans to seek revenge, and the story ends.